Welcome back to X4, and things are stuck. Yeah, the ship I ordered with the 4 guns, it's stuck. My build of a new station, it's stuck. So you had to, well, we're going to have to basically unfreeze that, and you can see it's just started to unfreeze now, for the ship anyway. We've got a minute left, but also for the station. So the ship, unfortunately, needed weapon parts and hull parts, and if you needed to actually do that, you can go and supply them. As it happened, I set up my ships to go and do it, and then this got freed up by some NPC trader that came along with a good deal and taking all my potential profits. Anyway, I'm still going to get profits regardless of 100 grand or so, but regardless, you can just basically supply stuff yourself. If you're ever wondering what you need to do if your ships don't start constructing, just go to your whichever station it is. Let me just make sure I've not got a ship selected. Go to buy ships, and then let's just go to the Vanguard. That's the heavy fighter and high preset. You see on the right hand side, it's missing some resources, weapon components, but also it said not hull parts, it was scanning arrays. Yeah, that was it. So down here, just go and see what it actually is going to request if you request another one of the ships, and then just go and basically select one of your traders. Select, like, for example, down here, zoom out, add the stuff into your buy and sell lists, and then you can go, for example, down here for hull parts, right click, buy loads of hull parts, take them over to wherever they're needed and sell them. Or in the case of our station that we actually asked to be constructed, this thing right here, it's a little factory ready for us to get going. That needed hull parts explicitly, so I then went and got, again, the last trader, this third one, to Silent Witness 12 here. That's on its way to go and get some hull parts and bring it back, because it doesn't quite have enough to get started, and until it gets what it needs, it doesn't start construction, it just sits there and nothing happens. So that's now well in hand, and my Eclipse Vanguard looks like it's going to be available. So why don't we just press Shift D, and you can see I can go across to my Eclipse Vanguard. Okay, very nice. Oh, except for the cupboard that I've been sitting. Let's head outside and let's see what it looks like. So it's very cylindrical. Yeah. Okay, but as you can see, 4 guns, 2 on each side, and the whole thing looks very well. Again, very, very nice, I should say. Again, I'm not quite sure where that captain is going to sit when everything else turns on, but, well, do they actually have room in this ship? Well, there's room enough for some quarters at the back. Yeah, I can believe it. Anyway, let's get on board, and let's see if we can take off with this thing. Hi. I'd like to basically sit down, please, if it's all possible. Wow, you're not going to let me select you. Okay, back in a second. And if that ever happens to you, just save your game, load your game, and it works fine. It's just an occasional thing that happens when you get on board new ships, it seems. So, Captain Ty Cruz, there's not really much room for us to kind of swap positions, is there? There's not really much room for us to stand in here. I guess it is a small fighter, so, you know, you got to take whatever you can get. And let's undock. Okay, and our view swept forward, and you can see I've got 4 dots, or there are 4 dots until I stop moving. And let's boost out of here. Okay, so we're now in our small fighter. Seems like a useful sort of place to go and maybe do some missions for today. So why don't we take a look at what missions we have while everything else is being constructed in the background. So we have mission offers. So we got the Argon versus Xenon, or Xenon, depending on where you're from. Trivial, at least it is to start, or Argon versus Holy Order. Let's go for Argon versus Xenon, and let's accept that. Where are we going to be sent to? Or across the universe? Or just... it's going to be Hitikva's choice. Okay, I happen to know that in Hitikva's choice, unless it goes further... Does it? Silent Witness? Yeah, it's going to be Silent Witness or Hitikva's choice, one or the other. There is a gate over near there to a very sort of... well, a very... I wouldn't say nasty, but pretty nasty sort of Xenon sector. And, of course, we're probably going to be sent into there for this mission, so I'm going to get us started, heading over there, and I'll bring you back once we're ready to speak to this person that we've been sent to. Yep, so we're here in Hitikva's choice, and we need to speak to Latasha Mortel, so it's sending us towards this particular little accelerator, and I've missed it entirely. So let me go ahead and do that so it doesn't look terrible. And I've got targets I can go for and shoot if I want to, but no, I'd rather not. At least not at the moment. There is a gate around here that we will be exploring much later to get that sort of stuff going. So through the gate we'll go. There we go. Okay, new sector.
Take first choice 3.
Yep, and over there we need to go. Okay, so we're approaching the station here, and it looks like we're going to need to dock, so that's no problem. And then we'll go and speak to them and see what this whole thing's all about. Love the docking computer. And I'm up to 10.7 million credits at the moment. Not a lot, but we will be building on it. That's not a problem.
Successfully docked.
There we go. So again, we can get up, Control D, and
welcome you aboard.
Get jammed into the corner by you. That's fine, I guess. I can just teleport out. Regardless, yes, where do we need to go? Down here. And let's go and speak to the Xenon. Well, go to the Xenon War Room. Okay. Anything special in here? No? Okay. I'm here to help with the Xenon.
Ah, nice to meet you. My job here is to help coordinate our efforts against the Xenon, and given the threat, we're in need of as many volunteers as we can get. If you're here, it means you have been recognized as a true friend of the Argon Federation.
Also the money.
There is a great need for pilots like you.
And the money.
The Xenon have been a constant threat throughout our history. Many see them as a force of nature, something we have to weather and survive. But the reality is, this is a war.
For profit?
We can't just throw away every passing pilot at the enemy. Any potential recruits will undergo a probation period. Each engagement needs to be a victory or they'll overrun us. I'm sure you knew that, or you wouldn't be here. Let's get started. Any questions?
How much money? I can't ask that. What kind of jobs can I expect? Fine.
There will be a wide range of tasks, from combat deployments to construction work. Depending on the situation, you will have a selection of tasks to choose from. You will be paid as you complete your allotted tasks, with a potential bonus at the end.
Okay, let's just get started, shall we?
All right. I'll have a suitable task picked out for you momentarily. Stay safe out there, pilot.
Okay, I just need to undock and destroy Zen T, whatever Zen T is. Yep, you can go back into the cupboard, and I will go and dock, and let's go and see what we need, where we need to destroy it. Are you in the system? Looks like you are. Just nearby, are you? Probably below us, so let's just head round. I am using combat engines, by the way, so that's why I think you see the combat are all round. My speed is not terribly good because of it. That's at 213 meters per second. We will swap our engines out as we actually get to some of the other races areas. And we need to get 38 kilometers. I'm going to travel mode over there, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, approaching the target. I'm going to drop out and say hello to my 4 new best friends. Okay, and do I get any loot? Press O. Come. There we go. Iridium crystallite, high energy catalyst. None of that seems to be particularly. They're all mod basically stuff, and yeah, mods we haven't covered yet. But as you get more and more drops from enemies, you'll get the ability to craft mods, which are better than obviously the things you already have. So yeah, they are the other part of the stations you go to. Remember, there's the Traders Corner. Well, there's also the other one, which is sort of like the mod workbench. We haven't really covered it yet, but we will once we get to enough components to actually make it worthwhile taking a trip. Talk to Latasha Mortel. Oh, really? You had me go 40 kilometers?
Here's a little something as thanks.
Okay, I don't think that's for what I just did, but fine. It's faction got to run with the Paranid. So yeah, back to Latasha. And here we are back at the war room. And let's see what we get. We probably get almost nothing. It's a trivial task. It's just to start us down the road of this whole thing. But let's see.
I saw. Good work. You will now find tasks related to the Xenon in your mission interface.
That's it? No money?
Captain.
Right. Okay. Not terribly communicative there, but okay. Let's take what mission offers. There we go. Argon versus Xenon. So we get options. We get easy missions, gather intel. We get medium defense preparations. Yes, and that looks like safeguarding resource supplies. So I need to transport supplies, and then there is hard things. So reward, we get a seminar for 3-star crew and piloting. That would actually be quite nice. That would be really nice. And heavy construction operation, yeah, it's presumably a station to build a station, essentially. I wouldn't mind doing one of those as well, because that's not much, yeah, I don't think that's much work for it saying that it's hard, unless we're doing it in some kind of odd space. So, we should have enough credits for a station, so why don't we just press accept on that. And let's see what it actually, says. So, heavy construction operation, build a military base, reward 6 million credits. I will happily take that. And there we go. So it requires 10 turrets, it requires 40,000 container storage, and 4x3x2 plot size. And this is the point where I always get issues trying to build these stations, because I either forget to put the turrets on, or I try to build them afterwards, and the game is just really obtuse about that kind of stuff. So why don't we get this started, and let's see if it actually works this time. So let's get that going. We can do this from pretty much anywhere, but we have to go and claim a plot at a certain location. Will it actually show me that location on the map if I just zoom out? Is it in here? That is one possibility. Where is my missions? Mission manager. Where is the location? It should just tell me. Undock? Okay, fine. Let's undock.
Eclipse. Vanguard.
Hello there.
Hello. Yes, I'm going to head over to a location, and I'll see you once I'm over there for claiming of this plot. Wherever it is. Oh, I take for choice 1. Fine, we just have to go back. So first things first, head over to your shipyard, whichever one you're close by, and go and see, make sure you have turrets and shields as far as blueprints are concerned. You can, again, go and sort of borrow them, capture and copy them by scanning, but again, I'm just going to make sure I have at least some of these available in the sort of medium variety, and hopefully they will help. So tracking turret, yeah, I'll just buy one of those. And shard turret, yeah, we've got enough money. And we also want shield generators. Again, why don't we just get, I don't know, maybe the Mark II. You can even go Mark 1s. I'll get both. And the same thing probably for the mediums. Probably just Mark 1s for mediums. So that's going to cost me a fair amount of money. But at least I have then the turrets. And I should then be able to build them on board ships. Or not on board ships, on board stations, hopefully. So I'm going to head out and, take over from Captain, what's his name? We'll undock, head back over to, I think it's Silent Witness for the build. In fact, I don't even need to, because I've already claimed the plot over there. So just go onto your screen here. You can then create a new plot. And it's all the way over here. You can see the Silent Witness factory there. It should show up in a second when I find the right area. Silent Witness 1. And it's right down here for me. In a different place for you. Just basically create a new plot and pop it right down over wherever the mission says. It'll change from claim plot to build a station. So again, just as a brief reminder, we need to build a plot size of 4x3x2, but just go with the default plot size. It's 4x4x4 by default. Required constructs, 10 turrets and 40,000 container storage. Now the split container storage that you get given by default, I think it's given by default, I don't remember ever buying it, is 25,000 for each module. So is the Argon one. It doesn't really matter which one you actually build, only that the split ones are vertical, the Argon ones are horizontal. So if you did want to use split, you'd have to build like a connecting piece first. I'm not going to bother about that. I'm just going to actually go and set this up, and hopefully it will work. This is the point at which I always get things wrong in this game about building stations for missions. It always has problems around the turret requirement. But let's see if that's been fixed, because this is new versions, remember, so plan build, and you see there's nothing in here. So we need a dock just to basically kick everything off. And you'll see over here on the right it says high preset for all station modules. To be honest, I don't think that does anything, or at least not that I've seen so far, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. And then we want basically container storage, venture modules. We'll get to that with the player HQ. Yeah, so storage modules, container. So this is the one for basically for the Argon. And then you can see this one here is the split. Okay, so that one's vertical, and it will only go underneath something. So if you wanted to basically connect this to anything, it won't. It won't. You'd have to have another connecting piece to start it off, and because it only goes underneath, not on top as well, well, you'd probably have to spin it upside down if you can. I'm not even sure if you can spin things upside down. You can certainly spin them sort of longitudinally and latitudinally, but I don't care anyway. I'm not going to be using that one. That can go away. Delete. Yeah. And we'll just basically take this one, and I sort of like to have these things sort of not where this one is, of course. I like to have them out here, so it's going to spin it sideways. And then I want to basically customize this, edit its loadout. And here you can see the blueprints I've got access to. So I can choose what turrets we go for. And you see high preset has actually done something. It has picked them by default, which I'm happy about. High default, as far as this is concerned, is based on what blueprints you've got. That didn't used to be an option. You had to go in here, you used to have to go in here manually and select things, but this looks like it's already done that because I chose high. I could choose low, but that's not a problem when loadout changes. And then we can just right click, copy module, and snap it over here. And now what I should have, if I right click, edit loadout, this one is exactly the same. Yep. So you see there are 6 turrets on this one, there are 6 turrets on the other one, so that is more than 10. Okay, simple maths. And each one of these is 25,000, so that's 50,000, which is more than 40,000. So that should also be the case. And then we need to basically manage some money. So it's going to need more than 624,000. I've got plenty, so I'm going to get 670,000. Confirm. Okay. And assign a builder. And we'll just do the usual thing here of picking one. Doesn't matter where it is that much. Although having one relatively close by would be nice. Although, to be fair, if they're anywhere near a highway, it does not matter. Okay, confirm module changes, and that's pretty much that station set to be built. And you'll see already over here, you'll see these two have exclamation marks. One is my HQ. It's basically saying, hey, go get a manager if you want to do something with the HQ. I don't have anything on it yet, so the manager's sort of pointless. But on here, you'll see, if I go into plan build, this is our little silicon station. It has a, it says solar power plant, but it's not really. It's solar power and silicon wafer production. It is now building quite happily. Does it have everything it needs? Yeah, it looks like it has everything it needs. So that should just continue. It's 28 minutes for each thing. So remember, it takes a while for your stations to be built up. But it's got quite a few modules on this thing, so it's not a trivial station. But yeah, that is all running as well. So now we've got potentially 2 stations. We should get to keep the military mission station if I remember right. If anyone knows any different, you can put it down in the comments below. But I think we get to keep them, which means we get to expand them or use them for other things. Like, for example, if you've ever got anything in let's say any of your miners, and let's say there's no more demand for Nevidium. This is a good example. It happened to me last time I played the game. If they run out of demand for Nevidium, the only way to get the miner to go mine other stuff, it can't have 2 different kinds of cargo in the ship, is to dump the actual Nevidium, and it's really valuable. So instead, you can have your station just keep hold of it. And of course, if it ever comes into use again, if people want more of it, then you can just serve it from that station rather than dumping all of your stuff. So yeah, just a thought, and feel free to put more tips like that in down below with the other commenters. As I may have mentioned at the start of the episode as well, you see on here on the right hand side, in that station we just built, you see various bits and pieces that's being acquired by the station and everything, or that's being served, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that it doesn't have yet. So if you want to speed things up, you're more than welcome to just get these yourselves in your own trading ships and just take them out there, and you can transfer the goods across either to the builder or to the station. As long as you get close, you're able to actually deal with it. And I forget exactly how, but yeah, you can actually speed that up if you want to. I'm not going to bother because, hey, it's just going to happen in the background, and it's nearly 7 million credits, and I've spent maybe 600 grand for the station, maybe another 100 for the plot, and initially 800 grand for the blueprints, but those are now free. So you're talking probably for each one of these missions 6 million per mission, and it takes very, very little effort to actually do so. Just basically save this as a plan now. If I save this off, saying 10 turret, 50k container mission station. Okay, and save as new. And then whenever you get given a new sort of mission, and they have very similar requirements at the start, you can just pull one of these in and then make a few modifications for whatever the customization for that mission is. So pretty easy thing to get started, and a good way to make money once you've got over a few million credits. So why don't we just go and look at this other hard mission while the station gets built. Preemptive offensive, reward seminar for 3-star crew. Let's accept that.
All right. If you think you can handle it.
I think so. I have a small fighter. I'm probably going to get completely blown out of space, but hey, why don't we just go destroy ship matching specification. Is that it? Does it not take me to anywhere specific? It's just like, hey, you see this ship? Destroy it. That would be nice. But hunt for Xenon ship. Number of Xenon ships of certain spec have been causing a lot of trouble lately. Well, I know Xenon taken out is a good thing. We're keen to take on these specific ships out of the picture as soon as possible. We need to go for a Xenon P ship. Okay, and we get 261,000 credits, but that's part 1 of 4. But you can see each actual part of this gives us 1 million credits. So it's worth doing while you've got other things going. Yeah, so why don't I just go and try and find one of the ships? It's going to be in a sector, obviously a Xenon sector or something like that. And as I may have mentioned earlier in the episode as well, there are sectors like that. Tikva's Choice, I think, is the first one that you get. So I'll head over there and see if we can find a Xenon P. So I'm in Ionamus Zura. I was going to choose Tharkus Cascade. That's the one in Tikva's Choice, but it is a dangerous system, i.e. it's going to deplete your shields, and I'd really rather not deplete the shields, at least when I'm on a hard mission that I don't quite know is how hard. So I've come out here to Ionamus Zura, and that's right next to Matrix 451. See it up there. So we are in a nice sort of area whereby things can be a little bit, well, shall we say, hostile. So when we're out here, you can use targeting controls, page up, page down to choose different targets.
Falcon, Vanguard.
Nope.
P.
That's exactly what we want, I think. Was it a P? I think you did say P. And that is a raiding party P. Yeah, there we go. And is that what it requires for the mission? Mission manager, hunt for Xenon ship. Set to active. Yep, Xenon P. Okay, so we need to destroy that particular ship over there. Let's go and say hello and see whether that gets us that starting 260,000 credits, which is terrible, but we'll get over above 1 million once we hopefully take this down. Let's see how much of a resistance it puts up. Hopefully not too many friends. 14, 13, 12. Oh, please don't get destroyed before I get there. I want to be part of the fun, please. There we go. Now you can sub-select your target using your home and end keys.
Great work.
Ah, there we go. Using your home and end keys, you can sub-select targets. For example, you can choose engines, and where engines aren't around, you can choose shield generators. You basically can disable ships. And if you are of the persuasion where you really want to claim ships without perhaps paying for them, or indeed without worrying about whether anyone on board is going to stop you, pirate. If you perhaps like that kind of thing, then that's the sort of thing you want to do. You'll want to whittle the ships down, take down non-essential parts of the ship. I may need to get rid of that, just to get rid of... where's my player inventory? Yeah, I want to drop all legal items. There we go. Yes, so if you're not too worried about the law, then you can go ahead and do that to get other ships. And perhaps ships you wouldn't have access to otherwise at this early stage of the game. Regardless, that's that first part of the mission done. And now it's saying we need to destroy 30 turrets. Okay, where specifically do I need to destroy turrets? It's sending me to Tharkus Cascade. Okay, the system that actually depletes my shields. So hopefully there is a region in there where that stops. See all this area? There is an accelerator. Bear in mind, if that accelerator is near there when you join the system, just know that it's only a one-way accelerator. So it'll start depleting your shields, you get shot along it, and then you can't hit the other end of it. It just turns you back around again. So be careful when you actually choose to do that. Just so bit of advice. And I need to be in travel mode. That's far too far away. Just a tip: don't go and do that next part. It says kill turrets. They happen to be turrets on a defense platform. And that defense platform can take you and your little small fighter down in about, I'd say about 4 seconds. Maybe 5 if you're lucky. No, let's give it 6 seconds. Yeah, 6 seconds if you're lucky. That's how long you have. Don't ask me how I know that. I just, you know, it's just part of my brain. I haven't tried that whatsoever, and I haven't tried various workarounds, and no, that's really not working. Basically, you need something long distance or something that is in some way going to work around things. Things like, for example, maybe mines, friend-foe mines or something. Certainly can't do it with the guns I have at the moment, nor indeed the ship I have. Those turrets will just eat through my shields, even if they're nearly full, in, again, a few seconds. So can't get close on that mission. So we got the first part of the mission done, but we can't do the rest. We have 2 stations on build now. Silent Witness 1 is still waiting parts to get started, but our solar plan, I need to rename that actually. I'll rename that once it's done actually, but we only got 3 pieces left, so that's only a few minutes away from completion. So next episode we'll probably look at setting up sort of things for our silicon wafer production and see if we can get some money from that in, and then we'll go and probably do some more missions as we hopefully get more construction missions, because as I said before, there are different types you get given. In here, for example, build defense, and presumably large-scale defense construction, yeah, build another military base. And we get a magnetar. That's interesting. A veteran captain. I think that's a large ship. I think that's a large mining ship. And 2500 Iridium, a capacity mod, travel thrust mod. That would be really nice. This is hard, but it doesn't tell us what. Open the briefing. What does it actually want us to make? Build a military base, but it doesn't tell me what the spec is for it. And we get 6.3 million. So I kind of like that as well. Let's take it. Okay, and mission manager, large scale defense. Claim spot. Okay, so that's in Hatikva's Choice 3, all the way over here. Okay, and if I claim that, who do I get if I go to plot managers? And a new plot, yes. In fact, we need to take a look at the mission first of all. It should tell us what it actually needs now. 4x3x2, 10 turrets, 40,000. Okay, so the same mission basically. I'm happy doing that if we get 6 million every time. So I guess I will just manage plots, new plot, and create a new plot. I may need to be in the I need to be in the right system. I need to go over to that system and do it, but it's pretty much the same thing we've done this episode. So I'll do that off camera and show you that under construction next episode. Having said that, we're at the end of another episode, another half an hour or so of X4.
Please halt. We will be scanning your inventory.
Go on then. And we'll see you next episode for more of that. If you enjoyed the episode, give it a like down below. Please feel free to subscribe, to share, as you normally would. Click on the bell for notifications.
Show that you're all clear.
Thank you. And, of course, more important than all of that, really leave comments for other people playing through. Give them in sort of tips. Maybe tips for this episode should be about constructing stations, comments, advice, stuff like that to make the maximum amount of profit as quickly as you can. As always, guys, thanks for watching.